welcome to Mind Your Business, the channel where we are in everybody's business. If you don't mind getting in people's business, you're on the right channel. Talking about current topics and gossip. People, Trina is one big disappointment. I watched the show, I was just like, what the hell is this nonsense? This woman, it's just embarrassing at this point. Embarrassing. And Ray J's out here with his clownery as usual. And I just feel like, whilst Amara doesn't help herself, it does seem like everyone's using her as a storyline. Let's talk about it, people. While going to people, my inclusive crew, let's talk about Love and Hip Hop Miami. And yes, I missed last week. It's been hectic. But last week did surprise me because I was like, oh, is this Shay? Is this Shay showing some growth here? Because she had a sit down with Ching Diamond and cleared the air after Ching Diamond blasted her at her event. And then she also had a sit down with Zoe and cleared the air about, the whole Fable thing and her sister, and telling Zoe that she didn't really fact check her sister before she came to her. So I was quite impressed with her. I was like, okay, I say a bit of growth, a bit of maturity. Or is it because, you haven't got a Fable anymore and you realise that you need some friends? I don't know, but I was a bit like, yes, come through, Shay, with a bit of maturity, please. And thanks. As for Trina and her man, they're just like two big idiots on my screen and I don't know what's going on over there. All I can say is Trina is disappointing. Just trash behaviour. She's got her new husband, this guy, like I said, as far as we know from what his ex said, he was a dishwasher and, was hanging out to try and meet Trina. So he's definitely lucked up. Now he's in a video with her. They're doing video launch. I'm just like, oh, Lord, we don't need to hear this. We just don't need it. Trina, get it together. The way that he handled Bobby in this whole situation with Hot Topics, I'm just like, it's all a mess. And whilst I do feel like Bobby was messy in the beginning, he didn't deserve that. Like, he did mention Swerve and someone reaching out to him and sending him an email. But basically, he told Hot Topics about the email. So we know that. And we know that even though he told her, doesn't mean that she had to go and do the digging and go and meet up with the baby mother and do all that mess. So she done all that. So I feel like she's just trying to off it all onto Bobby. Whilst, yes, he was messy, he mentioned it, but who wouldn't if that's your cousin? Hot Topics, no one told you to go and be fast up in the whole situation. So I feel like Hot Topics just blamed Bobby and Trina just let that happen. And then you've got Trina's husband dashing drink over Bobby. Very sassy move, giving very much like Scappy the other day on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. So I'm like, what's wrong with these guys and this sassy behaviour going on here? Like, just sort it out. And I don't feel like he should have done it in the first place. He made himself look stupid. It's just like, why are you doing that? Bobby didn't even get a chance to explain himself. But it was just like, what are you doing? Doing too much. Then you lot are cussing him outside. And just like, Trina, big disappointment. That's why your cousin for your new husband. I'm not surprised by her behaviour. It's just disappointing. It's just like, come better. Like, do better. I feel like Trina goes on like her shit don't stink. She's really annoying to me. Like, the way she treats everyone. I feel like everyone around her just kisses her ass, basically. And I get it because, she put Bobby on at the end of the day. She's put Joy on. Everyone knows Joy has her cousin. Bobby came on the show, has her cousin, and then he's created his own lane now. Obviously, her brother, I feel like her brother knows that Swerve is a bit dodgy and that he should be, side-eyeing him. But I feel like he is definitely playing it safe because he doesn't want to ruin the relationship that he has with his sister. So I feel like he's just playing it safe because there's no way. Just the other day, he was kind of looking at him sideways and now he's acting like it's all cool. I just feel like he's just doing that just to get along because, he doesn't want to get dashed away by Trina. So I just think it's a bit of bullshit at the end of the day. It's a bunch of nonsense. But honestly, it annoyed me seeing him pull a drink out of Bobby. I'm like, Bobby, I know you're very messy, but I don't feel like you deserve that one there. It's given very immature and foolish. Like, what are we doing here? I'm just like, Trina, it's clearly you will just dash away anybody for your man. Like, I feel like he's got her digmatized and now she's just lost her marbles at it because really, I feel like she would actually dash away her people then because look how she's treating Bobby. I mean, she's always treated Bobby like he can be dashed away. I feel like that's what she's always done. But I just thought, this is weird. This is just weird vibes. This is your cousin. You could deal with him a little bit better. Tell him how you feel. Anyway, in other news, we've seen this whole fallout we've seen with Amara and Ray J going around telling people that how he sniffed her box. I'm just like, Lord have mercy. He went to her house. He's making it sound one way. Then when we hear from Amara, she's saying like, well, that's not really how it happened. He went to my house because my mum was there with the kids. The nanny weren't there. She needed a bit of help. She's a bit stressed out. So I said, we can finish the conversation at my house. And that's what happened. Nothing else happened. Like, there's nothing else there. So she's now clocking that, she's being used as a pawn. But she also doesn't help herself. So she needs to sort that out too. And in other news where she's being used as a pawn with Flo. Obviously, we know that Flo got with Alan to get back at Mara. Then we know that, her family is a whole mess between her her husband and her sister, we know she's a dirty girl, and her mum, who cracked me up with this whole cake situation, chatting about, Florence, you know I love cake. I was just like, okay, honey. Anyway, she's a hot mess, Flo, because how is she there going off at her family, chatting about, oh, I'm done with you guys. The only person who cares about me is Alan. I'm going to go with Alan. And then, you know, cut to Alan telling her, well, you know what, you stop chatting about Amara, and why would you go to her and mention my daughters? And he checked her. As much as I don't like Alan, I was here for it. I was like, oh, not Alan checking Flo. She checked her and dumped her at the same time. He was just like, yes, we're done. And you can't be talking about her. You know, you're standing here calling Amara a bitch in front of me. Like, I'm not having that. I was like, okay, Alan, this is a side that I can respect. I don't like him, but I can respect that situation there. I was like, okay, yeah, I like that he handled her. That made me laugh, because I was like, you see how you they're boasting about you're going to Alan, and yeah, Alan said, no. Anyway, so that made me laugh. Amara, I liked when she done her performance. I thought it was good to see her in that light. She's a good performer. She's really talented, and we saw her also get the keys to the city, to Miami City. So that was nice. And good to see Esther Lee in the building, because she's quite a supportive friend to Amara. So I thought that was good that she went to support her at her getting the keys to the city, as well as later on at the festival when she performed. Now, Ray J, like I said, he's just a messy man. Like, I find him very annoying. Like, he's just the clown of the show. And now we've got him, you know, seeing Marcus and telling Marcus about this whole Amara thing and sniffing her box foolishness. And then, you know, Marcus wants to do a sit down with Brooke and him and Princess. So we see that, which made me laugh in itself, because yes, I like that Princess, you know, asked Brooke about the whole, why was you laughing at me and Amara fighting if we're supposed to be friends? And Brooke's chatting about, no, that's not what happened. She's probably denying it. I'm like, flashback is right there. Like, what we're talking about, we all saw you laugh at it. So he's being very messy. And then when Ray J and Marcus do arrive, she made me laugh, though. The way she handled Ray J, when she was like, oh, hi, Mr. Sniffer, or whatever she said. No, I just started cracking up, because I just thought, yep, I get what you're coming from, but at the same time, you're coming off a bit messy. The glass of wine definitely gave her a little bit of Dutch courage, and, you know, made her just say things a bit more blatant. But I was here for it at the end of the day, because, yes, Ray J is definitely showing he has no accountability about his getting up, storming off, chatting about it's preposterous. I was like, but wait, he's not serious, because these are things that you've been going around saying. She just repeated it back to you. And her question about the whole prostitutes and strippers don't count, what? I forgot about that myself, to be honest. And when Princess mentioned that, I thought, oh, yeah, of course, that's the reason why you don't want to be with him. But he's been out here in these streets for the longest time. And I just feel like it's all a mess. The whole scene where they showed him crashing out on social media trying to coach the kids, it does look like that. Let's just keep it real. And I just feel like he's been crashing out on the internet. He's been crashing out all over the place. He's just out here trying to do, you know, not very Oscar-worthy performances here on Love and Hip Hop. I'm just like, dude, like, it's a mess. And I do feel like they are using Amara for part of their storyline at this point. Well, Ray J is. But anyway, their meeting went left. So, you know, Ray J was vexed that Brooke had the audacity basically to ask him and say these little comments to him. So he weren't here for the sit down, so that didn't end very well. And then later on we see Black China. She has an event for her sobriety, which is good. Angela, I should say, because she's going by Angela, her proper name now. Anyway, it ended there basically, because we know that Brooke's brought Amara along because she wants Amara and Princess to have a sit down and try and clear the air on this whole gossip, because when she was at the festival to go and support Amara, Brooke let her know that Ray J's been going around saying certain things. So, of course, they want to clear the air. It ends there. So we'll see what happens next week. They didn't even show a highlight. I was like, what's going on here? There's no highlight to what's coming on. Like, what's happening? Very strange. Sidebar. We all see Dirty Gael with Fable. So she's been hanging out with him, winding up on him in the club, getting a little groove on with him. And then she wants to bring him to the Voodoo lady, the priestess. That cracked me up, because Fable was not here for it. He was like, nah, sir, Rastaman, I deal with them thing there. He was out of there, mate. It cracked me up. So that made me laugh. I was not too happy about that, because she went to go and get the curse lifted off herself and wanted to get the curse that apparently, you know, Flo and Shay put on Fable to bring him back to her. So she wanted to get that removed. Anyway, of course, I went to go check out social media to see what people were saying on there. Here are some tweets that had me cracking up. Okay, so you've seen those and you've heard what I have to say. Now, what are you saying about this show? Let me know your thoughts below. Yes, so thanks for watching that. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, share, and hit that notification bell so you know when I am uploading some more of people's business. So until then, my nosy people, stay blessed.